It's spooky season at the University of Maine, and the 12th-ranked Maine Black Bears are hoping for more treats than tricks as they open their Hockey East season in defense of a title against the Boston University Terriers, ranked 5th in the country. Welcome to the Black Bear pregame show presented by Hammond Lumber Company, a fourth-generation family-owned company with 34 locations and over 1,200 employees across Maine and New Hampshire. For more information, stop in or visit them online at hammondlumber.com. From our Twin City Tire and Service broadcast booth, alongside Mike Toole, I'm Jeff Mannix. Allison Willett is our rink reporter tonight. Mike, couple teams that have been up and down a little bit at the start of the year.
Yeah, similarities and differences on with these two teams. The similarities are they're both young, and so the performances in the early going for both of these teams have been a little bit uneven. The differences are BU is more of a pro style of play, which emphasizes puck control and creativity. Maine more structured and more defensive. It requires layered support all over the ice.
Our player spotlight tonight is presented by Oakhurst Dairy. Kindness, goodness, Maineness. On the BU side, I'm a little surprised he's back for a sophomore season. It's a Washington Capitals draft pick, Cole Hudson.
Yeah, when I think about Cole Hudson, it's his elite hockey sense that really stands out. He reads plays quickly, anticipates defensive breakdowns, and creates offense from the blue line. But, you know, while he's known for his offense, Hudson has improved his defensive game too, and he's become more reliable in his own zone, showed him better gap control and physical engagement. And as this game unfolds, I think what's going to stand out is how much time he spends with a puck on his stick.
For the Black Bears, it's the guy who won them their last game on Saturday against Colgate, Max Scott.
Yeah, Max Scott is a very sturdy centerman with strong offensive instincts, good puck distribution. He's known for quick decision making, especially in tight spaces. He brings experience and maturity to a young Maine roster that lost key veterans last year. He's quickly become a clutch performer already, delivering in high pressure moments like we saw last weekend. And then perhaps most important of all, he's a culture fit and potential leader following in his brother's footsteps.
And now the keys to the game are presented by Quirk Hyundai in Bangor. There's never been a better time to test drive that Hyundai you've always wanted. Visit QuirkHyundaiofBangor.com today.
This game's going to be about BU's offensive firepower versus Maine's structured system. And so first key is defensive discipline. If you're Maine, try to limit opportunities against a talented offensive BU team. Secondly, resilience. You got to expect to be uncomfortable at times in this game, and how do you respond when the things don't go your way is going to be really critical. And then lastly, you got to start on time. Last week they got down by 2 goals. You can't do that tonight against a team like BU.
The opening face-off between the BU Terriers and the Maine Black Bears is next. It's a Hockey East weekend here on ESPN+. Hockey East on ESPN+. We're about ready to begin the number 5 Boston University Terriers against the number 12 Maine Black Bears to begin a big early season Hockey East series. Our starting lineups are presented by Martin's Surplus and Salvage with 13 locations throughout Maine. You'll never have to say I should have bought it when I saw it at Martin's. For Maine across the front, left to right, Justin Poirier, Max Scott, and Charlie Russell. The D pair, Brandon Holt and Lucas Peterson. In goal is Alman Boya. 5 games played, a 3-1-1 record, 2.18 goals against average, and a .904 save percentage with 1 shutout. For the Terriers across the front, left to right, Owen McLaughlin, Sasha Boisvert, and Jack Harvey. The D pair is Cole Hudson and Gavin McCarthy. In net, Mikhail Yegorov. 7 games played, a 3-3-1 record, 3.09 goals against average, and a .902 save percentage. Our opening face-off tonight was presented by Maine Trailer, the official trailer and storage container company of the Black Bears.
First shot of the game, Jack Harvey off the nice feed by Owen McLaughlin after the cross-corner dump. BU gets into possession, Maine not able to manage the puck.
And now we'll get an icing call right there, which will allow us to get to our uniform report presented by UniFirst, proud supplier of uniforms to the University of Maine and businesses throughout the state for over 50 years. The Black Bears in the home white sweaters with the navy blue and light blue trim, the white helmets, the navy blue pants, cursive Maine across the front in dark blue. Boston University wears their traditional away garb with the red uniforms with white numbers and letters Boston, and then numerals on the front with matching red helmets and pants. Cole Hudson sends that one down into the main zone as BU gets its first change of the game. It's Justin Poirier. Or check that, that's Jeremy Langlois with the puck, and his attempt stopped by Yegorov. Jurasevich down into the right wing corner. Russell behind the goal, leaned on by Boumedian. As Bednarik digs for the puck, it works its way to Langlois. Jurasevich, right point, doesn't have a shooting lane, rims around for Friel. Thomas Friel into the corner, takes the hit from Bednarik, still has the puck. Langlois, left point, Jurasevich, right point. Jurasevich to the outside, the tight angle shot hit the outside of the cage. Jurasevich again tries it, save made. Another save by Yegorov on Friel as he tried to get it across the slot.
Yeah, I think he had Josh there. He was all alone, but just not able to get it through to him. Good idea, though.
Langlois shoots right back in. Yegorov handles behind his own net. Around for Aiden Celebrini. And Maine pops it free. Toward the goal it goes again. Holding it out is Yegorov. BU skies it to neutral ice. Gloved down by Oscar Komarov. But now the Terriers take over, as shooting that one in is Jack Murtagh, the freshman. And here comes Oscar Komarov. He'll shoot it back in for Maine. Carter Amico, the Westbrook, Maine native, the 6'5" defenseman. Number 15 in red handled the puck. And it's shot back in once again as Malta Voss turns it over now. Pichette to Komarov, back the point hold. That doesn't get through. Amico with the block. And Amico knocked off the puck by Owen Fowler. Komarov's backhander gloved down by Yegorov to stop the play.
Yeah, Amico, I think, has broken a blade. I don't think he can get up on that skate. As Fowler put the shoulder in him, that's quite a height differential. And man, Fowler won that battle as they went into the corner. You look at the shot come in from Holt. Watch it as they go into the corner. That is clearly Fowler won that battle, and I believe it knocked the skate blade right off Carter Amico. So he's got to go to the bench for repairs. Yeah, you see him over there in the corner looking for his steel. Maybe a couple of screws.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Fowler giving up a lot of size. He gives up 8-9 inches of height to Carter Amico. Amico 6'5", Fowler only 5'9".
Yeah, but Fowler's pretty stout.
That
and I don't think a weight differential is quite there. And a lot of times it's the low guy that wins, and it's all about leverage and timing, and that was a well-timed hit by Fowler.
Frechette gets it into the offensive zone, but McNellis couldn't hang on to the puck. Fowler throws across for Marcus, who whiffs on the shoot-in attempt. Scholey jarred the puck free from Cole Hudson, but he's able to get it back to Frechette for the clearance. Puck bounds its way to Jonathan Morello. He's a Boston Bruins draft pick, number 10 in red. But Lucas Peterson comes out with it. McNellis has it again. He'll enter the zone. McNellis to Hudson, and he scores! Cole Hudson beating Boya to the short side, and BU has the early lead.
Well, Maine turns the puck over in a bad spot, and you turn a puck over against high-end talent. It's really hard to defend. Maine's in chase mode. Frechette gets the puck there in the middle of the ice, and he dishes it over to Hudson. Now he's a defenseman, and he recognizes the play. He comes down on the left from the left point position, jumps into the offense, and makes no mistake, beats Boya short side. Third
goal of the season for Cole Hudson, a second-round draft pick of the Washington Capitals in 2024. Of course, his older brother Lane and his older brother Quinn were both BU players in the past, and they score! Quick answer! Guess who? Justin Poirier, who's now tied for the lead in goals by a freshman with 6.
The sign of a good rising team is how do you respond to adversity? Remember, I talked about resilience. You got to be uncomfortable. You got to understand you're going to have opportunities like this, and Poirier, man, he's a shooter. He rifles this up high over the blocker of Yegorov and watches the rebound comes right out. And this is a blistering wrist shot by Poirier. He's in perfect position, coming right down Main Street. Middle of the slot, makes no mistake, ties this hockey game within a few seconds.
Well, we do have one of the referees over talking to BU coach Jay Pandolfo. I think they were deciding whether they wanted to challenge for goalie interference, and it looks like they will.
Boston University's challenging the play on the ice for goalie interference.
Well, that's interesting. Let's have another look at it to see what we can see. I didn't see it on the first go-around there when we initially saw it. But let's see what the referees are looking at here.
There definitely did look like a Maine player. I think it was Will Gerrois who was down there near Yegorov. So we get the overhead look.
I don't see it. I don't see that being reversed. I think it was Max Scott actually in the crease. 27 or 22?
I believe it was 20. Oh no, it was 27.
Yeah,
Good
there
call.
he is. Okay, now he's engaged with the defenseman, and you got to get him a little latitude if the defenseman is making body contact. So let's see if there was contact. It really wasn't much with the goaltender. The question is, did he prevent him from playing that puck cleanly?
Our referee.
And it was on, excuse me, Jeff, it was on the other side of, it was on the blocker side of the goaltender, and I believe he had a clear view of it and all that. I don't think it obstructed his, his movements at all as we look at it from above, which is really the best angle to look at this from. And the rebound comes back out, and Max Scott is going to drive to the net front like he should. The defenseman falls down.
Yeah, that's Sasha Boisvert, who was in the vicinity as well, who kind of fell into Scott.
Referees are taking their time on this, which always worries me.
Again, the standard on a review like this is there needs to be indisputable evidence to overturn the call. Of course, call on the ice was good goal by our referees tonight. A.J. Potvin and Evan Reddick. Connor Foley and Robert Griffin are the line.
After review, call on the ice stands. We got a good goal. Boston University is charged a timeout.
I didn't really see enough body contact there with the goaltender, so BU will lose their timeout.
Yeah, 3:19 into the game. That BU timeout on the challenge brought to you by the official jeweler of the Black Bears, Designs by Aaron, where Maine goes to get engaged. The goal by Hudson was just 7 seconds. The goal before the goal, the answer by Justin Poirier tonight. Poirier couldn't quite keep the puck in the zone. He is called for offside.
Yeah, in that case, feet determine offside. His feet were definitely outside the line, but good response shift by the Maine Black Bears, and you see the importance of putting it on the goaltender's pads, because that was a big rebound that came way out, and Poirier was able to, well, it came right to him, and he made no mistake. But it all starts with putting it on the goaltender's pads in a way that he can't control the rebound.
Dumped back in again by Maine as it's Charlie Trethaway to the puck first for the Terriers. Played away from the front by Malta Voss, and now that pinball's off Voss's skates. Coughlin gives to Jaden Lipinski. Played out front. Nadeau couldn't quite reel that in. Josh Nadeau is back in the lineup. Missed both games last weekend with an upper body injury that he sustained at Quinnipiac the weekend before, but he is back out there now after missing just the one weekend. Nadeau sends back deep again. Voss gets there ahead of Lipinski. And now Bednarik looks to come out with it. Camille Bednarik didn't get it in very far. Luke Coughlin diagonal to Brandon Chabrier as Gerrois gets tied up. Gavin McCarthy almost gave it away, but it's helped out of the zone that time by Brandon Swoboda. Hudson got that around to Murtagh, and now out with it is Swoboda. Swoboda shot stopped by Boya. Peterson had his stick lifted. Gerrois, dangerous play as Hudson picks it back up. Hudson on his forehand, surveys, takes the shot, just missed. Murtagh turns, a save made by Boya as Holtz able to get it up to neutral ice. McCarthy
Jeff,
gathers.
all because Maine threw the puck to the middle of the ice in the defensive zone. I mean, I don't know how many times we've seen that this season. Too many for comfort. But you turn the puck over in that area, it's usually trouble.
Langlois needed to wait for his teammates to get out of the zone before he entered. Fowler chased it. Marcus with a hit there on Ben Merrill. Now it's McCarthy. Jurasevich stepped in front of Brichette but couldn't get the puck. Langlois back to retrieve to his D partner Jurasevich. Frank Jurasevich, who last year became the first Maine defenseman in more than 10 years to register more than 25 points in a season. The last one is playing in the NHL now, Ben Hutton with the Vegas Golden Knights. With the puck here is Russell. Jurasevich, wrist shot, that missed to the short side of Yegorov. McNellis to Boisvert. Sasha Boisvert, who is the highest drafted of 19 Boston University drafted players on this roster. That is by far the most of any college hockey team. Next closest, Michigan State, who has 15 drafted players.
Kind of insane when you think about it. So much talent on the ice, but they are young. And like I talked about, they can be a little uneven in their play. Certainly no Maine can be.
Yep, certainly one of those top BU draft picks is not in the lineup tonight. That's Cole Iserman, the sophomore who already has 6 goals for BU this season. He was injured last week at UConn in the first period on Saturday, and Coach Jay Pandolfo has said he will miss this entire weekend. They hope to have him back next weekend, though, as the Terriers will play a home-and-home with Merrimack. Shot in by Scott, but not very far. Trethaway turns and gives to Ryder Ritchie. Bednarik shoots it back in. Peterson around the glass to Friel. Maine's got numbers if they hurry. Friel on the left wing side shoots it. It's deflected up and out of play.
That's well played by McCarthy. He just came over and sealed off any other option, so Friel had to shoot it from a wide angle.
12:29 to go in the first period. We had goals 7 seconds apart, and we're tied at 1 early on. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. Tonight's game here at Alfond Arena is sponsored by Milton Cat, a full-service facility in Brewer, and your one source for forestry, farming, construction, paving, and power generation solutions. Learn more at miltoncat.com. And today's local business of the game, presented by the City of Old Town, is the County Federal Credit Union, 205 Main Street in Old Town. Online at countyfcu.org or call 1-877-318-3838. 1-1 tie on goals 7 seconds apart. Cole Hudson at 3:12 for Boston University, answered by Justin Poirier at 3:19. And looks like the puck might have hit the scoreboard hanging above the ice.
I think so. Yeah, it's going to bring it back to Maine's end. That's too bad because that was a nice out. I like those high lobs out. There's no question it's leaving the zone, and when you're in trouble, you don't have a good, strong passing option to a guy that's got speed and can carry. Lobbed it out of there, but he hit the scoreboard, so it brings it back to the face-off dot to the left of Alpaboya.
Maine can't quite clear yet. Second attempt by Jurasevich did the job. No icing, so McCarthy has to retrieve and give to Merrill. Then Merrill, a Montreal Canadiens draft pick, gives off to Jack Murtagh, one of 3 BU players selected by the Philadelphia Flyers. Swoboda is hit hard, and a penalty coming here.
And that's fortunate BU doesn't have another challenge, because if I were them, you might want to review this. Swoboda's hurt. That really threw him awkwardly into the end boards, and see if there's some body contact. It's kind of going down. There's definitely head contact with the wall. This is gonna be dicey.
Maine number 44, 2-minute minor boarding.
Calling it 2, thankfully for Maine.
Again, BU has already utilized a challenge. They can challenge again, but now it's a minor penalty if the call is not changed. They've called a boarding penalty on Jurasevich.
And rightfully so. I mean, he put him into the wall. He was kind of leaning down, but you know, you just have to be so careful when you look at the guy's numbers, how you contact them, in that situation, you just have to be so careful because you're vulnerable to what we just saw as picking up a minor penalty. Fortunately for Maine, it is only a minor.
Boston University's power play, 8 for 30 on the season, 26.7%. Maine's penalty kill, 22 of 30 now, as a play down low works out for the Terriers. Owen McLaughlin puts it in to make it 2-1, make that Ryder Ritchie on the goal.
Yeah, I was going to say Ryder Ritchie. This is an incredible shot. It's a backhander from a bad angle. He's a right-handed shot on the goal line. Watch as it comes down to him, and he just turns and shovels that puck behind Boya, and he's not happy. Yeah, he knows it. He knows it. Gave up that short side. Wasn't expecting that shot to happen from there. Look at this. Oh my, so much net to shoot at from that angle. And he's just not expecting it because, you know, not many players are going to take that shot on the backhand in that situation so early in the power play where you don't want to give up possession. That is a pro shot right there by Ryder Ritchie.
Ryder Ritchie is one of the drafted players. Ritchie, a second-round draft choice this summer of the Minnesota Wild. He was also a teammate and line-mate of projected #1 overall pick this year, Gavin McKenna, who's now playing at Penn State. They both played with the Medicine Hat Tigers in the Western Hockey League a year ago.
I don't think Maine wants to get into a run-and-gun shootout kind of a game with BU. They want to maintain their structure, and it's getting back to what I said about discipline, defensive discipline, but that also means about taking penalties too, because BU's power play coming in at nearly 27%, pretty productive, and that percentage has just gone up.
Yeah, the Terriers went 2 for 3 on the power play last time out as that shot goes high off the Black Bears stick that time of Sully Sholey. Hit the glove of Yegorov and went just high. Sholey's got it back, still looking for his first point of the season, and now the play is offside.
Yeah, Marcus was deep and didn't sense the urgency to clear the zone before he got carried back in, so clearly offside. Players come together and discuss the difference of opinions, perspectives. Fowler, always in there. World-class chirper.
That he is.
You need one of those on every team. For entertainment value, if nothing else.
If nothing else. Owen Fowler's also a pretty good hockey player as well. Was on the Hockey East All-Tournament team last year as the Black Bears lifted their first Lamoriello trophy in 21 years. Russell saucers that to Poirier. It hopped his stick, so he'll jam it behind for Scott. Out to Jurasevich. That one doesn't quite make it through. Poirier turns, wheels it around to Russell. Russell gave it away, but we've got a BU penalty called now.
Going to be hooking, and Poirier's got to get out of there. You don't want to even this up. You got an opportunity. They're going to call it holding.
They will, as it looks like it'll go on the freshman Charlie Trethaway.
Boston University, number 91, 2-minute minor,
They'll
holding.
go to the box, and Maine will be on their first power play of the night when we return. It's BU 2, Maine 1. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. Hockey East on ESPN+. Maine is going to the power play as a result of this penalty on Charlie Trethaway.
Yeah, pretty easy call when you drape the right hand, you take it off the stick and you reach around behind, you grab onto the player there. That's Charlie Russell. Referees are going to call that 9 times out of 10, and Maine's got a golden opportunity to tie this hockey game.
So down 2-1, Maine gets its first power play opportunity of the game, which is brought to you by Versant Power, powering communities in northern and eastern Maine since 1924. Maine's power play this season, 4 out of 21 for 19%. Boston University on the penalty kill this season, 22 of 26 for 84.6%. Top power play unit on for Maine, which includes Friel, Scott, Nadeau, who takes the shot. Yegorov juggled it, but he's got it.
Beautiful moving screen in front of Yegorov as Josh Nadeau recognizes that, shoots it right away. That's Thomas Friel cutting in front of Yegorov and almost got a piece of it. Starts with a clean win off the faceoff by Scott over to Holt to Nadeau, and Maine's got sweaters in front. They got a net front presence. Well-designed play, but it starts with winning that faceoff. So important.
Maine can't control the puck as it's cleared out by Morello, who's now in a foot race with Holt to get back to it. They tie up and will battle hard. It's jammed free by Nadeau to Scott. Justin Poirier. Holt drops back to Nadeau. Josh Nadeau gives that to Scott. Good job to get body position there by McCarthy. Friel walking it in front. It pinballs, doesn't make it to Yegorov. Holt banks back to Nadeau. Good job there by Poirier to knock it down, but he covered it with his glove there for a moment, so play stops and the faceoff comes outside.
Well, he's going to get a penalty for closing his hand on the puck. And I think we get confused by the contact right behind him as it pops up in the air. He wanted to just tap it, but now it's in his gear, but he did close his hand on the puck, so that's going to even it up. It'll be 4-on-4 for a minute 13, and then Boston University will have a mini power play.
So Maine's first power play goes by the wayside early.
Yeah, too bad. Maine had a couple of good sequences there off the face-off, winning those draws, and unfortunately, you take a penalty and it's just going to be evened up.
Jurasevich coming out 4-on-4 for a minute now. Fowler behind the net jamming with Aiden Celebrini. Fowler got it free, but the only player there was Boisvert. He gives to McLaughlin. Boisvert and McLaughlin both played together at North Dakota last year before transferring to BU in the summer. Boumedian sends behind the net. Jurasevich knocks the puck down. Jeremy Langlois weave back. Langlois, a Utah Mammoth draft pick, gives to Chabrier. Brendan Chabrier. Now Luke Coughlin shoots in. Didn't get it very far. Yeah, hit the linesman.
That buckled him.
Russell can't take it off of Cole Hudson. Hudson will stick handle. Russell ties him up. Russell's helmet comes off and play stops. There's still 3 seconds left in the 4-on-4.
I've liked Maine's puck pursuit and their ability to hunt down pucks, maintain possession, or get possession in the offensive zone. And Charlie Russell, this is a good check. I mean, it's hard to time a guy like Cole Hudson, who's so elusive, but he times it up right, hits him against the wall, gets his helmet taken off, so there's the whistle, because Maine caused the whistle to face off. Oh, no, I guess they're bringing it outside.
Draw won by Camille Bednarik, who leads Hockey East in 1 faceoffs coming into the night. Wins another, and BU's on their second power play of the game. They scored on their first to take the lead. Ritchie, who was the goal scorer, to Hudson. Hudson brings in. Hudson shoots. Boya able to stop that one and hang on.
Boya out at the top of his crease, sees this one all the way as Hudson cuts to the middle of the ice, gets a good shot away, but didn't really sell any other options, if you know what I mean. So Boya's playing shot all the way, and here it comes right here. Got people out high trying to front that shot, but it got through anyway.
Hudson. Boisvert. Sasha Boisvert down low. Bednarik. Boisvert to Hudson. McLaughlin down the boards. McLaughlin behind the net. McLaughlin got it out front. Bednarik poked away from him. Hudson keeps it in. Hudson. McLaughlin Ritchie couldn't turn to goal there. The penalty is over as Poirier rejoins the play. BU 1 for 2 on the power play now. Bednarik tips the McLaughlin attempt wide.
Only one shot on the power play for BU. They did get the shot as the penalty expired, but by my count, only one shot on goal. A good one, but limiting shots is key to good penalty killing.
Poirier skies it up ahead. Aiden Celebrini gloves down. Celebrini, the older brother of Macklin Celebrini, Hobie Baker winner a couple years ago at BU. Now, of course, a star with the San Jose Sharks after being a #1 overall draft pick. Sasha Boumedian shoots that up ahead. McNellis into the zone. Taken off him by Jurasevich. Chabrier around, not hard enough to get it out. Celebrini sends around to John McNellis.
You're probably not going to get the puck out from that distance on the backhand. He tries to rim it around. It's easily picked off. It's one of those little things that, you know, can be trouble if you're not careful.
Giroir popped the puck free. Komarov to Peterson. Backhands around for Will Giroir, who got tied up. Looked like he fell on his own, even though the crowd wanted a penalty. And it comes back toward the point. Chabrier. Giroir out front. Pichette wasn't expecting it, couldn't get it on net. They try again. Yegorov kept it out of the crease. Peterson. That cross corner play for Chabrier. Celebrini picked up the puck. McNellis backhands to the blue line and out as Fowler not quite strong enough on the stick.
Oh, you've been talking about that fourth line. Now the third line, if you look at the depth chart.
Marcus gloved down by Yegorov.
Komarov line is what I'm referring to with Pichette and Giroir, and very effective shift. And on the forecheck, puck retrieval, puck pursuit, so important.
5:07 to go in the first. It's the Terriers leading the Black Bears 2-1. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. At Bangor Savings Bank, you matter more. We're here to support your goals, your journey, and what matters most to you. Visit Bangor.com or stop by to experience banking with heart. Bangor Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. And Let's Go Black Bears IPA from Orono Brewing Company is the official beer of Black Bear Nation. Fill your steins with pride because a portion of all sales gets donated back to Maine Athletics. Malte Voss is in the penalty box. Picked up a high sticking call as we went away, so that puts Maine on its second power play of the game. Brought to you by Versant Power, powering communities in northern and eastern Maine since 1924.
I think it might have occurred after the whistle, which drives coaches crazy.
Brandon Holt lost an edge and fell down, but retrieved by Scott. Poirier, great pass to Nadeau. The shot got blocked, though, by Boisvert, and out with it, shorthanded, is Harvey.
Well, this is what we talk about when we say support. I mean, Holt got the puck taken away. Scott comes in, supports the puck, gets it back to a good shooting area where Nadeau can do something with it. Lots to like about that sequence.
Scott whips it in. Nadeau, Holt, now Nadeau, and Friel. Thomas Friel, Scott behind the net. Hard pass, Nadeau can't reach it. He did keep it in, but now the puck will skip out, and Jonathan Morello backhands all the way down. Nearing a minute to go in the Versant power play. Lucas Peterson getting a look on the power play for Coach Ben Barr. Fowler to Marcus. Miguel Marcus, Russell, great play! Lipinski stopped by Yegorov.
Bouncing puck, not able to get it clean, got it on net. Didn't do what he wanted to do. I think he wanted to try to go upstairs. It was a little bit ahead of him, and it was kind of rolling on its side. Those are hard to control, but he did get the shot in on Yegorov.
Lipinski behind the net. Banks for Peterson, left point. Back it goes again to Peterson. Fowler catches, and it's played away and out by McNellis. Peterson. Goes to Russell, hit him in the skate, deflects to Lipinski. His stick got tied up, and that puck is on to the Maine bench.
Yeah, good recovery by Owen McLaughlin on Lipinski. Got under Lipinski's stick, able to lift it, came away with the puck, cleared it out. Went onto the bench, so looks like it's going to come right back in as we get another look at the chance by Lipinski. It's in, kind of in his feet, not in a great place for him to trigger it, but got it away, but what really wasn't what he wanted.
It's a good save, too, by the second-round New Jersey Devils draft pick, Mikhail Yegorov. Out of St. Petersburg, Russia. This is his first full season of college hockey. He joined BU at the halfway point last season and helped propel them to the national championship game, which they lost to Western Michigan. Pichette, now Jurasevich. Penalty to Voss is over. Maine's 0 for 2 on the power play as that puck ends up screaming into the seats.
Yeah, that was scary. I think somebody might have caught it in the head. Hope not. This thing's hurt. All right, here we go. This fella's got it. Got a little souvenir.
Not bad.
Got a biscuit to take home. You know, when you hear that kind of thick, sickening thud when it goes into a crowd, you go, oh my God, it probably hurt. But everybody's got smiles on their faces down there, so.
That is good.
Indeed.
Maine controls. Russell for Scott. Celebrini tried to tie him up. Back deeper into the corner. Celebrini and Scott again do battle. Scott came away with it. To the corner for Poirier, but he gave it away to Boumediene. Given right back to Poirier, though, but was he outside the zone? He was. Offside Maine.
Well, Maine leading the shot total so far with 2:23 to go in the first period. Maine has 12 shots on goal, many of them of the high-quality variety in and around the goal. BU with 7 shots, but they lead this game 2-1.
Holt to Peterson. He'll whip around to the left wing side as Maine attacks. Sholey's shot! That one broke off Yegorov, but went wide.
Yeah, good shot from that angle. Had a lot on it. Well placed. Far side. Tried to beat him far side inside that right post. Yegorov got a piece of it with his glove.
Forecheck going to work here for Maine. BU finally gets the clean exit. Ryder Ritchie plays in around Holt, who got to the puck first, and Maine will come back 3-on-2 if they're able to hurry. Peterson's trailing and wants it. They couldn't get it to Marcus. Is going a little bit too deep into the corner was Fowler. He was well defended by Trethewey.
Yeah, and Voss came away with it. He's in the slot area, waiting for those passes to come across.
That skipped out front. Fowler a chance, but that one blocked by Swoboda.
Second week in a row we've seen that at that end of the ice. Hitting that stanchion, kicks out to a good spot for Maine anyway.
Yegorov gloves that down, releases for Voss. Swoboda as chasing is Murtagh, younger brother of Mike Murtagh, who plays at UConn. The brothers Murtagh played against each other last weekend, splitting that series. Jack actually scored a goal a week ago tonight at UConn, or against UConn. That was an 8-4 loss. They won 3-1 in Stores on Saturday. Hudson to Merrill. Merrill gave that one back to Gavin McCarthy. He's a Buffalo Sabres draft pick and the Terrier captain. Jamming on the brakes, Merrill. Chambrier looks to dig it free from him. We're under 30 seconds left in the first period. Coughlin. Around that goes, and now it's McCarthy again. Harvey got dumped behind the Maine net. McCarthy spun around. Harvey back on the puck. 10 seconds to go in the period. Puck might stay there for the remainder of the period. McNellis falls down. They try to get it out front. It banks behind the net. BU can't get another opportunity. Cole Hudson tried, but ran out of time.
Okay, well, decent first 20 for Maine. I think what we're seeing is that they certainly can skate with them. They had a lot of good opportunities, 12 shots on goal, but they are trailing in the score department 2-1. They had the power play goal. I'll bet Alvin wishes he had that one back for sure. And then Maine with a good response shift, the score by Poirier that tied this hockey game up right off that. And so a lot to like about Maine's play in that first period, but they got some work to do to clean up a few things.
What they do is Justin Poirier looks like he's trying to find out from A.J. Potvin why he was called for closing the hand on the puck. Even though he did, but did get tied up in his equipment. That's always something you kind of like to see from players if they just kind of want to know why a penalty was called. And speaking of Justin Poirier, he's down ice side right now with our third member of our crew, Allison Willette.
Thanks, guys. Now, your team's coming off of a gritty win against Colgate. How do you prepare for a team like this and take that momentum going forward?
Yeah, obviously, I think it's the really first challenge that we're going to face this season. BU got a lot of guys drafted in the NHL, so just win every one-on-one battle, bring some shot, and play in a simple game.
Now, this is a fast-paced and physical game. Going forward, how are you going to control the tempo and hopefully put this game away?
I think we have a huge team, big boys in the team, so we just have to win again the one-on-one battles, play hard. I think we have a pretty good defensive system, so if we keep a simple game, put the puck deep, and forecheck hard, I think the thing's going to roll for us.
Thanks. Thank you. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, Allison. Through one period, the Boston University Terriers lead the Maine Black Bears in this Hockey East contest by a score of 2-1. The Bangor Savings Bank intermission report begins next. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. An entertaining first 20 minutes of hockey at Alfond Arena to open up the Hockey East season for the Maine Black Bears, but they trail the Boston University Terriers by a score of 2-1. This is the Black Bear Intermission Report presented by Bangor Savings Bank. At Bangor Savings Bank, you matter more. We're here to support your goals, your journey, and what matters most to you. Visit Bangor.com or stop by to experience banking with heart. Bangor Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. And welcome to our Twin City Tire and Service broadcast booth alongside Mike Toole. I'm Jeff Mannix, and it was an exciting first period to be sure, and it looks like these two teams kind of want to get after it tonight.
Yeah, they really do. It's good pace up and down, not a lot of whistles, good action at both ends, and both teams with good offensive chances. BU leading in the score.
And as we look at the first period highlights, it was BU that got on the board pretty quickly here, as you'll see Cole Hudson score just 3:12 into the contest.
Yeah, this is John McNellis with the puck. Nice dish to Cole Hudson, who comes in off a left point position and just shoots this thing short side, beat Alvin Boye as you get another look at it from up above. It's a well-placed shot. And he's the guy we profiled at the beginning of the game, and this is kind of what we'd expect from him. And this is just a few seconds later, Justin Poirier off the drive-in, off the pad of Yegorov. I believe it was Langlois that shot it in, and it came ricocheting right out. You see a little bit of net front presence there by Max Scott. They reviewed it, and the goal stood. And then this is the power play goal by Ryder Ritchie from a tough angle, and you can see the frustration there by Alvin Boye. He knows he gave up a lot of the short side. Watch as Ritchie peels off a little bit, and then he just shoots right away. He was expecting that he was going to try to make a play with it. Instead, he just shovels it towards the net, and Alvin caught him by surprise. So Maine went back to work. They had a number of good opportunities in that period. This is the fourth line, now the third line, and that we've been talking about all season long with Pichette, Gerwa, and Komarov. And then this is the Lipinski chance, short side. It's a little bit on edge, is not able to get a really clean shot away. He does get it in on Yegorov. Owen Fowler off the end. Stanchion, the funny bounce. Puck is bouncing, he's on his backhand. There's a defender there, doesn't even get through to Yegorov, but that's where we stand right now. Maine, lots of good chances in that period, but BU leads in the scoreboard.
And BU does lead on the scoreboard, as we'll see our first period stats. Black Bears do have the better of shot attempts and shots on goal, but that just shows how efficient BU is offensively.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it, Jeff. Efficient. You cannot leave many chances at all because they have the ability to bury them. Maine has to work harder for their chances. They did spend a lot of time in the offensive zone, is indicative by the number of shot attempts. I like their puck retrieval, their puck pursuit, keeping pucks alive in the offensive zone. I like their forecheck and all that. They've done a good job of slowing BU down in the neutral zone, but all it took was a couple of lapses defensively, and you get 2 pucks that ended up in your net.
Black Bears trailing the Boston University Terriers by a score of 2-1 through 1 period of play. Our Bangor Savings Bank intermission report continues next. This is Hockey East on ESPN+.
It's a busy night here at Alfond Arena. Maine and BU, the Black Bears and Terriers in the intermission. I'm John Shields, joined by a special guest, Jason Gasper of General Dynamics Bath Iron Works. Jason is the Director of Waterfront Operations and a UMaine alumni. Jason, what year did you graduate, and what was your major here at UMaine?
So I graduated from the University of Maine back in 1999 with a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering.
How did you get connected with your job at BIW, and how long have you been there?
Well, during my senior year, thinking about starting to make some money as opposed to spending it, I reached out and applied to a few different companies in Maine that were hiring engineers at the time. I knew I wanted to stay in Maine. My family's all here. I want to be around my friends and family. So ended up with a couple different job interviews at BIW and got a plant tour from one of the more senior engineers at the time, and was rewarded with a very competitive job offer for an entry-level engineering job. At the time, I remember being really impressed by the sheer magnitude of what it is that we do here at BIW and the Navy destroyers that we give to our country. And so I accepted the offer, and I'm still here 26 years later.
That's awesome. What do you do right now at BIW?
So after spending some time in engineering, quality control, program management, I've been working as a leader on our manufacturing operations team for about 15 years. I'm now the Director of Waterfront Operations, which means for the entire process, I get to be the one to hand the ships over to the customer, which is a really cool experience when that happens, right? I get to finish up the construction and test ships that you see in the river as you might drive by the shipyard here in Bath. Those are things that I'm working on trying to finish to turn over to the Navy. So it's a really rewarding experience.
What's the thing you enjoy most about your job, Jason?
So the thing, I interview a lot of people. We hire a lot of people here. And the one thing that I always tell them is that the diversity of work assignments and job opportunities within the 4 walls of BIW is incredible. We have engineers, we have accountants, we have surveyors, we have IT experts, we have purchasing agents. You can really almost do any job you want without actually leaving the company and finding other work. And so it's allowed me to make a lot of lifelong friends, really do a bunch of different things for the company here. And finally, it's the product that we make. It's magnificent, both in its complexity and its mission. So it's really, really rewarding job experience.
Jason Gasper, Director of Waterfront Operations at General Dynamics Bath Iron Works. Jason, thanks for the time.
Thank you very much, Jonathan.
Hockey East on ESPN+. We return to Alfond Arena at the University of Maine in Orono for the second period. Boston University Terriers, ranked number 5 in the country, have a 2-1 lead over the 12th-ranked Maine Black Bears. We come to you from the Twin City Tire and Service broadcast booth. Tonight, I'm Jeff Mannix alongside Mike Toole. Allison Willette is our ringside reporter for today. Black Bears trailing this one at the end of 1. Hoping to jump back to even footing as our second period face-off is brought to you by Maine Trailer, the official trailer and storage container company of the Black Bears. As the puck works its way out to center again, Maine's got it back, now shooting toward the goal to our left, fanning on it, Poirier, a save made Yegorov, and that rebound by Russell is rifled too high.
That's all by that kind of a lazy play by Owen McLaughlin in the neutral zone to nobody, and Poirier jumps on that loose puck and turns it into offense. So both teams are capable of brain cramps that result in good opportunities for the other team. That's an unforced error.
Maine regrouping behind their own net. Lucas Peterson has control at the moment. Sent all the way down, too far for Friel. It results in an icing call.
Friel's trying to claim that he touched it. I don't think he did. I think the puck just skipped on him.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Renewal by Anderson, the official replacement window and door company of the Black Bears. Face-off will be to the left of Boya. Swoboda able to push that one back toward Aiden Celebrini. That does not make it through the legs and sticks in front of Boya. Boumedian fakes a drive. Sends that down low for Merrill. Swoboda chasing after, but the first to it is Thomas Friel. Swoboda held it in momentarily. Ain't able to clear as Celebrini regains it. Lucas Peterson. That one missed Josh Nadeau and a race to the dot. Friel could not quite cancel out that icing.
Well, Celebrini gave it away, and then Peterson just iced it without any real purpose, just sent it down the ice. It didn't look to me like he was trying to find somebody.
So he was hoping for Josh Nadeau, I think, to make a streak down that right wing. And
okay, yeah, okay, missed him by a mile, though.
So the face-off to the right of Boya this time. Here is Holtz around to Friel. That's captain to captain for the Black Bears. As Friel taking off the puck. Ritchie gets that from Fondrick. Conrad Fondrick with the puck again. Fondrick behind the main net, now to the spot of the right circle. Fondrick able to connect that to Ryder Ritchie. Ritchie weaving away from the Nadeau pressure. Fondrick shoots that one off of Peterson and wide. And now Ritchie loses control to Nadeau. As Bednarik tries to take it off Holtz and does so successfully, but Holt has it back. Friel ahead to Holtz. Holt gains the red, gets it in. Maine needed a change badly, and they'll get it. Hudson. Cole Hudson with a lot of speed through center. He loves going coast to coast. He tries it there. Boya able to stop that.
Not many defensemen in college hockey can go coast to coast the way Cole Hudson does, and that was impressive. The burst of speed, and you think you get him contained, and then he finds more open ice and keeps plays alive, keeps driving to the net.
Morello in the left circle. Jonathan Morello left that for McNellis. The pass behind Frechette. Amico sends back around and towards Morello, who falls down. Still able to get it to McNellis. Langlois tries to tie him up. Jurasevich pokes at it. And now Maine looks to come out. Unable to do so yet. Now gloved down by Pichette. And Jurasevich into the offensive zone. Wrist shot blockered away, but it's right to Gerrois. Fanned on it. He got hooked. Loose in the crease. Back to the end wall. Amico touches up, and Maine is about to go to the power play.
We keep talking about how good this line is and the energy that they bring, the work ethic. It's a blue-collar shift every time they're out there, and they get rewarded by the hard work.
Boston University, number 15, 2-minute liner.
Gerrois gets hooked from behind as he keeps his feet going. He corrals that puck. Nice catch with his skates. Watch, it's right there, and he gets hooked. And so Maine is going to get their third power play opportunity of the night on the penalty to Carter Amico.
That is the Westbrook, Maine native, Carter Amico, who takes the penalty as Maine goes back to the power play, brought to you by Versant Power, powering communities in northern and eastern Maine since 1924. Maine unsuccessful on their first two man advantages. This is held in by Russell at the blue line. Good job there. Now it works its way to the circle. Behind the goal is Lipinski. Peterson lost an edge and fell down there. A little too quick of a stop. Lipinski, this pinballs, but he keeps possession. Lipinski over to Fowler. Marcus behind the goal. Peterson on his backhand. flips to Marcus. Gloves down, was looking for Lipinski, but broken up there by Celebrini, and now Peterson can't hold the zone.
When we talk about support, that's what we're talking about. Lipinski does a great job coming over and supporting Peterson, who fell down. That kept the puck alive, and another 20 seconds of offensive zone time as a result.
Hard pass to Peterson by Russell. Fowler gets it across. It skips to Marcus off of Harvey's stick. Peterson, wrist shot, didn't make it through. It went up high off the glass, and nobody at that right point, so Peterson has to go back and get it. Russell at the red, looking to take advantage of the change, but it's turned over to Morello, who backhands it deep. McNellis will chase it just off the bench. Boya gives that to Max Scott.
Still time, got to settle down.
And McNellis almost took it away from Scott. Here's Nadeau. Josh Nadeau.
Could have been holding.
He goes down to the ice now as it's cleared by the Terriers. Boya to Holtz. One more rush available to Maine on this power play. Scott to Nadeau to carry in around Hudson. Nadeau to the corner. Max Scott on his backhand. Tried to get it to his forehand, but he was harassed enough by BU. They'll clear, but this is icing as that penalty is already over.
Well, Maine works the delayed entry, and they get the entry that they want. That allows them to get into their setup and get the puck to the net. All starts with speed through the neutral zone off that delayed entry that a lot of teams like. They bring it on the right wing side and go to work.
Face off to the left of Mikhail Yegorov, known to a lot of BU fans as Big Mike. He's 6'5", 180 pounds, one of the bigger goalies you'll see in Hockey East. Jurasevich, Komarov got to stick to it. He's still behind the red, and Maine will get nabbed for icing. Dean's Detailing has been Maine's auto detailing leader since 1971. Renew your vehicle's appearance, protect your investment, and enjoy the ride. Book your appointment at deansdetailing.com. Maine can't change because of the offside. Oscar Komarov to take the face-off against Sasha Boisvert. BU controls it. It's McLaughlin. Works its way back to the point. Voss's shot blocked by Pichette. Boisvert. Jurasevich a little stronger than McLaughlin on the stick. Jeremy Langlois turns away from Fondrick. Jurasevich diagonal to Gerrois. He waved at it. No icing on the play, though. Boisvert and Komarov doing battle. Pichette trying to win it back. Now Voss to Trethaway. Charlie Trethaway gave it away. Marcus has to wait for his team to retreat. Coughlin back to Marcus, and that one just fought off by Yegorov. Sholey sends behind the net. Fowler there to get it. Pitchforks it to Marcus, looking to center. Cut off there. Players fall down. It's Fowler in the corner. Owen Fowler turns back to goal. Score! Sully Sholey with his first point of the season, and we're tied.
Fowler does a great job of puck retrieval, and then he just throws this puck into the jungle in front of Yegorov. And this is like, it's like curling. This puck barely makes the back of the net because Sholey gets a piece of it and pinballs off a defender as well. Sholey's going to get credit for the goal, but credit Owen Fowler for throwing this to the net front. Why not? You get confusion. You get 3 red sweaters in front, but you also have a couple of white sweaters. Sholey just gets his stick on it. Gets enough of it to redirect it on goal. I think it hit a defender on the way through, so Yegorov lost sight of it. It slipped through his pads and ties this hockey game an even strength goal.
7:01 into the second. Sully Sholey with his first goal of the season. Assists likely to come from Fowler and Marcus. Justin Poirier gives the puck to Chabrier. Maine has now fought back from down a goal twice, but here come the Terriers. Murtagh tried to stuff it around Boya. That didn't work. Maine able to scramble it to the near boards. Poirier, it's sent back around the far side. Sasha Boumediene could not hang on to this one. Celebrini's got to go back and get it. Boumediene. Swoboda sends up the boards. Holt takes it back at his own blue line. Good pass here. It's stopped. Max Scott with the quick wrister that's gloved by Yegorov.
He's 1-on-2, so his only option is to shoot. You're not going to stick handle around those guys. They've got you contained, but he still gets a good shot and using those defensemen as a screen.
12:14 to go in the second. We're all tied at 2. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. This broadcast is brought to you in part by University Credit Union, where Black Bears bank, and they want to know, how do you see you? Open your UCU account today at ucumaine.com, federally insured by NCUA. Buy official fan gear at the official fan shop of the Black Bears, Bare Necessities Fan Shop. Open 24/7 at goblackbears.com/shop. That's goblackbears.com/shop. And this broadcast is brought to you in part by Chick-fil-A. Visit your Chick-fil-A location in Bangor today. BU able to get the puck up to center. Morello can't quite handle it, though, on the juggle. Holtz goes back to the near corner to grab it for Maine. All the way down, out of the reach of Lipinski, and it's icing again against the Black Bears.
Maine is widening their lead in shot total, 17 now for Maine to 7 for BU. What was it after the end of the first?
13-7 Maine.
Yeah, so BU is yet to register a shot on goal this period. Is that right?
According to the scoreboard, who knows if it is. Of course, that's unofficial and changes as we go, but it remains 7 at the moment anyway.
Yeah, what I remember, Boya floating around down there. I know he had to make 1 save, so it's probably 8, but regardless.
Here's Cole Hudson taken out by Simon Motu, 7th defenseman for Maine tonight. It is Nadeau. That skipped Motu's stick. Harvey ahead and trying to reel that in is Hudson. And Boya able to kick that away with the right pad. Well defended there by the Black Bears on the back check. McLaughlin had that shot attempt. Now Fowler trying to cut to the goal, but Harvey able to take it off him.
Tried to dance through 2 defenders as this puck bounces weirdly on both sides.
Frank Jurasevich toward the middle. Sully Sholey poked off his stick. His recent goal tied the score. Ritchie gets by Langlois. Ritchie stopped by Boya, and he'll cover.
What a terrific save by Boya. Ritchie tries to go to his backhand and looked like he had Boya down, but Boya sticks out the stick and prevents him from getting it through as he dances through Langlois there. And wow, what a save by Albin Boya.
Decent follow-up attempt there by Camille Bednarik as well. Good job, Boya, to track that puck and cover it up before Bednarik got a chance.
Right, he came out aggressively because he knows Ritchie doesn't have a pass option, so he knows he's got to play him aggressively. Ritchie tries to stick handle around him, and Boya outguesses him and prevents him from getting it on the backhand. Had he been able to do so, I think that would have been an easy goal for Ritchie, and we've already seen the effectiveness of that backhand, haven't we?
That we have. As we see that last play, good quick shot by Ryder Ritchie off the draw. Boya making another save. And now Maine wins the D-zone draw and gets it out to center. Sasha Boumediene retreating. Komarov lost his stick as he deflected it.
Well, Boumediene was a little casual in what he wanted to do with it, and Oscar just got in front of him and just blocked what he wanted to do, blocked the pass.
Bednarik shot into the legs of Coughlin, who pitchforks it out. Boumediene gets there just ahead of Gerrois. Celebrini, though, gives away to Pichette, but Boumediene has it back. Boumediene all the way around. Now Maine is winning a lot of the loose pucks. The puck has hit someone on the Maine bench, so that stops play.
Boy, I really like the play of Pichette. Man, his game has grown so much from last year to this year. And again, those guys, we keep talking about it because it bears repeating how effective that Komarov line has been. And Thomas Pichette has been a big part of it.
Maine looks for their first lead of the night, nearly halfway through the game. They've trailed twice. They've answered each time. As that attempt by Poirier is blocked. High around the glass, Russell tries to get it. Knocked forward by Swoboda, and it's Murtagh on the puck. Jack Murtagh. That bank couldn't get to Merrill. Peterson has it back, overskated it. Holt. Now Peterson goes to get it. And Peterson again. This time he successfully gets it out. Holtz. Maine looks to start a breakout. The rim around for Poirier on the left wing side as Maine attacks the goal to our lefts. In the second period. Up ahead here, McNellis lost it to Holt. Brandon Holt, so smooth, he is the reigning Hockey East Defender of the Week.
Yeah, you can see why. He's just so hard to get around, and when he has to be physical, he can, but when he just has to reach in and take that puck away, he's capable of that more finesse type of defensive play.
Holt's game has really grown a ton in his 4 years here at the University of Maine. He's undrafted, but he's at the point where he's probably going to get some pro looks by the time he's done here in Orono.
Yeah, I would say so.
Here comes Jaden Lipinski. Nadeau back to Lipinski, back to Nadeau, but it hopped on him on the backhand. Jurasevich keeps it alive.
Yeah, really wasn't in a good shooting position for Josh. He would have had to put it into a triggering position. He didn't have the time to really fiddle with it in that situation. 2-on-1
here. Lipinski tried to get it to Friel, but Hudson got in the way. Yegorov denies Jurasevich coming downhill.
Now, Frank Jurasevich is another defenseman who's not afraid to jump up and when the offense is there, and Josh found him.
8:20 to go in the second. It's 2-2. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. If you're buying or selling a home, call the official home team of the Black Bears, Berkshire Hathaway, the Emily Ellis team, and CMG Financial. These all-stars have you covered for all your real estate needs, and they make a donation to Maine Athletics for every sale. Tell them Bananas sent you. And get an inside look at the Black Bear Athletics program at the Black Bear Coaches Show, Wednesday night at 6 at the Sea Dog Brewing Company in Bangor. If you can't make it in person, tune in on the Black Bear Sports Network, the Black Bear Nation app, or goblackbears.com. About ready to go. Once again, we come to you from the Twin City Tire and Service broadcast booth. Need tires or auto service? Head to Twin City Tire and Service on Wilson Street in Brewer. Online at TwinCityTireME.com or call 207-989-TIRE. It is Jeff Mannix and Mike Toole with you. Allison Willette is ice side, the third member of our crew tonight.
Well, that definitely could have been holding. Not going to get called. Brandon Holt or Thomas Friel in the left wing corner, one-on-one battle. It kind of spun around.
Jack Harvey, Tampa Bay Lightning draft pick, gives away to Holtz. Aiden Celebrini, he's a draft pick too by the Vancouver Canucks. Sasha Boumediene, drafted in the first round by the Winnipeg Jets this summer. Shot in now by McLaughlin. Boisvert in the corner. He's Chicago Blackhawks draft property. Again, 19 of BU's 26 rostered players drafted by NHL teams. And with it now is Ritchie. Gives that to Fondrick. And Ritchie through the slot as McCarthy shoots it wide, and Hudson can't quite keep it in. Cole Hudson backhands deep. Chabrier is to it ahead of Bednarik. Good backhand pass to Sholey. Sully Sholey, line-to-line pass to Marcus. Good drop play to Chabrier. Down low, Fowler lost it as he tried to drag backhand.
Yeah, tried to get to the middle.
Jurasevich looking for Marcus, but broken up by McCarthy, and now BU has numbers. Ritchie, poked away by Langlois. Ritchie again, as Marcus put a stick in his back. Swoboda to Trethewey. Ritchie fires back in again for Boston University. Thomas Pichette across for Giroir. Had to circle back for it. Pitchforked it ahead for Komarov. It's left near the blue line. Swoboda gets there. Jeremy Langlois looking for Giroir. Trethewey tied up his stick. Back to get the puck, Carter Amico. Bang toward the blue line, not out by Swoboda. Amico able to find Murtagh, and now Merrill. Merrill enters the zone. Motu in the corner, now Holtz. Saucers for Komarov. Celebrini held it in. Save Boya. Rebounds loose. They score. It's Ben Merrill who found the loose puck and is able to roof it over the fallen Boya. Merrill with his first career goal, and BU back in front.
Well, it's just unfortunate sequence for Maine. They're not able to settle the puck. They mismanage it a little bit. They failed to clear right there. It should have gotten out. Komarov doesn't get enough of it to chip it off the wall, and there's Ben Merrill on a nice feed by Harvey, and puts BU back on top. So the third time BU has led in this hockey game. Maine has always responded, but you know, it's those little things. We keep talking about it. You know, when you have the opportunity to clear the zone, especially if you've been out there for a little while, people start to get tired, and it comes back to haunt Maine because Maine is unable to clear. BU quickly turns it into offense.
Ben Merrill, a sixth-round draft pick of the Montreal Canadiens in 2024. McNellis takes it off Langlois. Saved by Boya. Frechette gives back to McNellis. Poirier couldn't quite get it by Celebrini. Jurasevich off glass and out. Gathered by Boumedian. And Frechette fires back around. Boya behind the main net. Jurasevich to Langlois. Tipped by Russell to avoid icing. McCarthy, rim around. Friel sends back behind the goal. Hudson gave back to McCarthy. Boisvert turns up ice. Cole Hudson. McLaughlin around the outside, tries the shot. Boya, the left pad save. Jaden Lipinski turning from his knees. Great play to Nadeau. Josh Nadeau gets it down low. Lipinski couldn't redirect it on net. Coughlin has it now. Luke Coughlin. Nadeau fans on the shot. Chabrier from the left point. Brandon Chabrier through traffic. Yegorov has it.
Yegorov wasn't quite sure where it was there for a second. It was in his equipment. He's able to hang on as players converge in the front. Good shot by Chabrier to improve his angle and get a good hard shot in.
Ben Merrill's first collegiate goal has Boston University back in front of Maine. It's Hockey East on ESPN+. This game is brought to you in part by Dirigo Pines, where it's not like home, it is home. Dirigo Pines makes senior living simple. Start planning your retirement today by contacting Jenna Bean to schedule a visit. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by UniFirst, proud supplier of uniforms to the University of Maine and businesses throughout the state for over 50 years. And Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration is a local family-owned company that has been serving Maine communities for over 40 years. Proudly voted Bangor's best cleaning and restoration company since 2015. Maine controls in the offensive zone. Holt's one-timer is sticked aside by Yegorov. Another try through the slot by Peterson. Holt able to keep it in. Lipinski in the right corner. Tried to center. Tied up in skates. And a hand pass is whistled against Boston University. Get another look at the play.
Well, look at all the red sweaters around Lipinski. So Boston University is not afraid to pressure the puck when they're defending, and they swarm around Lipinski, and puck ends up going outside the zone, but gets called back for a hand pass.
Ritchie over the red. He'll get it deep. Holt to Peterson. D to D there, around to Miguel Marcus. Nashville Predators draft pick. Was a healthy scratch last game against Colgate, back in the lineup tonight. Scholey to Marcus. Got it to Fowler, score! Owen Fowler ties the game again! It's 3-3!
Well, it starts in the defensive zone by the nice pass by Lucas Peterson up to Scholey, right wing side, Marcus, and a beautiful finish by Owen Fowler, who's been a factor all night long. View from above, short side beat by Fowler. Just a beautiful play. Started with Lucas in the defensive zone. To guys with speed, over the red line, attack the blue line with speed. Defenders back off. Now you've got options. You get, if you take your time, and this is a beautifully executed 5-on-5 offensive sequence for Maine.
3 one-goal leads for the Boston University Terriers have all been erased by the Maine Black Bears tonight as we head below 3 minutes to go in the second. Third Hockey East game of the season for Boston University. They're 1-1 after splitting with UConn last weekend. This is Maine's first Hockey East game of the season. Coughlin, 6th round Florida Panthers draft property, throws it around to Mikko, not hard enough to get it out. Gerrois to Pichette as Trethewey takes the hit from Komarov. But it's a Mikko back on it, sends ahead here to Murtagh. And Russell gets the puck back after the Komarov hit. Chabrier jams on the brakes. Russell, though, lost it to Morello, and we get offside called against Maine. I thought the puck was out of the zone at the time, so I'm a little confused.
Yeah, I think it might have popped over just momentarily. A mix of players along the blue line. Watch as they try to get it in, and yeah, now they're offside, and you see it come across the line there. So
okay.
But BU had the puck, thought they got it out of the zone. Play could have continued, but, well, it's all right. Maine needed to settle it down anyway, I think.
Motu sends deep. Hudson looks to keep it going and get it out, and does. McNellis shoots in, but he was behind the red line. Icing called against Boston University. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Oakhurst Dairy. Kindness, goodness, Maineness. Learn more at oakhurstdairy.com. Cole Hudson, Ryder Ritchie, and Ben Merrill have the BU goals. Justin Poirier, Sully Scholey, and Owen Fowler with the Maine tallies. 3-3, late second period. This one makes it onto the BU bench, and that sends the assistant coaches scrambling away from the puck. See it again here. Good duck out of the way from that. I believe that's Joe Pereira, the assistant coach, who nearly got his head taken off.
Unfortunately, it was a Maine player that shot it out of play, so it's coming back into the Maine defensive zone.
McLaughlin, one-timer. Boisvert is stopped by Boya, and he's able to cover up the rebound.
A good setup by McLaughlin to Boisvert, and one-timer, left wing circle. Watch as he just sends it over to him. He's in good position. See how he releases away from the defensive pressure? Fires a one-timer. I think he wanted to go upstairs based on his body language, but a little bit of a misfire. Low and hard on Goya, but he had to make a big save. Well set up, though.
Backhand around by Peterson, caught by Friel. He'll gain the red line and get it in. Jaden Lipinski left in the corner as Friel has to go back and get it. McCarthy's there first, and now it's McLaughlin. McCarthy, Boisvert couldn't hit Harvey. Peterson trying to turn away from Harvey, but Harvey able to jostle the puck free. Holt jams it up the boards to Thomas Friel. He turns and finds Nadeau. Josh Nadeau shoots that one in towards Lipinski. Cole Hudson giving up some size to Lipinski. But BU ends up with it as we hit the final minute of the second period. Chabrier. Brendan Chabrier. That one deflected off of Merrill to prevent it from getting to Nadeau. McCarthy to Merrill. Coughlin can't gain it. Then Merrill back toward the blue line, but nobody was along the boards. Celebrini back to get the puck. Boumedian. Sasha Boumedian gave it away. Sholey to Marcus. He got hooked a little bit, still got the shot off, and Yegorov denies him.
Beautiful work by Sholey to disrupt the breakout play. He keeps his balance, just slides. He doesn't get it really enough on it. Marcus has to retrieve it, reach to his left. By the time he gets it back into shooting position, the window's closed. So BU guilty of the turnover in a bad spot that almost let Maine grab the lead here in the late stages of the period.
You mentioned these two teams are very, very similar with how they've started the season, and both teams have had some of this sloppy play in their own end tonight.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. You can see why both teams are kind of uneven. Their record's even, but their performances have been uneven. And you see it, and that's exactly why. Plays like that very often end up in your net. Excuse me, Jeff.
Fowler gets it in, but Maine isn't going to get another opportunity as the horn sounds to end the second period. But the Black Bears did erase two BU leads in that period and will head to the third all square.
Yeah, a good period for Maine to claw back again, and it was an impressive, really one of the best 5-on-5 goals we've seen all year off the rush. Maine doesn't score a lot off the rush, and so most of the time it's, you know, scrambling around the offensive zone and cycling and puck possession and, you know, just going to work on their forecheck to disrupt. But that time it was a beautiful tic-tac-toe play involving 4 of the 5 players on the ice.
And now we will send things rinkside with Allison Willette, who's with Maine's latest goal scorer, Owen Fowler.
Thanks, guys. Now, Owen, you just scored that game-tying goal. Talk to me about your team's work ethic tonight and what's been working so far.
Yeah, I think that's just our identity we're trying to chase right now. Obviously, Coach Barr, that's what he's preaching. And, you know, I think we just got to keep forechecking these guys and outwork them.
You got your third period to go. What's going to be the key to turn this game around and hopefully get a win?
Kind of same thing. Take care of the pucks at the blue lines, get it in. Take care of our D zone, talk it out, and shoot the puck.
Where does that game-tying goal come from? What's the mindset going into that? How do you do that?
There was a couple of shifts that they hemmed us in there, and we needed a big shift, and just trying to get in the O-zone, and luckily Petey made a great breakout pass and had a nice throw in too.
Thanks, Owen.
Yeah, thank you.
Back to you guys.
Thank you, Allison. After 2 periods, the Maine Black Bears and the Boston University Terriers are all tied up. It's 3-3. Your Bangor Savings Bank second intermission report will begin next. It's Hockey East on ESPN+. 3 Boston University leads, 3 Maine answers through 40 minutes at Alfond Arena. It's the Maine Black Bears 3 and the Boston University Terriers 3. This is the Black Bears second intermission report presented by Bangor Savings Bank. At Bangor Savings Bank, you matter more. We're here to support your goals, your journey, and what matters most to you. Visit Bangor.com or stop by to experience banking with heart. Bangor Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Inside our Twin City Tire and Service broadcast booth, I'm Jeff Mannix alongside Mike Toole. And Mike, a couple real good answers for the Maine Black Bears in that period, and it looked like Alvin Boya started to settle in a little.
Yeah, for sure. And the way I look at it, like BU won the first period 2-1, Maine won the second period 2-1, and that's why we're at 3-3. But very entertaining period, up and down, chances on both sides, big saves, pretty goals, ugly goals. A lot to like on both sides, but this has been a very entertaining second period, and really this entire hockey game.
And let's take a look at those second period highlights as you'll see Maine get right to work to try to tie the score up.
Yeah, I mean, they outwork BU on this sequence, and they get it to the net front. There's a Yegorov. This is the play that resulted in a goal. This is Fowler. He throws it to the net front, and Scholey just gets a piece of it. You got Marcus there looking for a rebound, but Scholey gets a piece of it, bounces off a defender, and slides between the pads of Mikhail Yegorov to tie this hockey game up. Maine goes back on the attack. This is a good opportunity for Max Scott. But and this was part of that sequence where the puck was just bouncing all over the place. Nobody could settle it except Alvin Boya, I guess, on that play. We're going to get another look at it from above as the puck comes in on him. He's able to cover up, but that puck was bouncing all over the place. Here's a great opportunity for Maine on the offense. Thomas Friel in the corner sets up Brandon Holt for the one-timer. So BU goes back to work in the front, and this is the goal by Ben Merrill off the feed by Ryder Ritchie, and had Alvin Boya down. But really what created that was Maine's inability to clear the puck when they had the opportunity. Komarov unable to chip it off the wall. This is a beautiful play that made this game all tied at 3. Just a nice finish by Owen Fowler, but it started in the defensive zone with Lucas Peterson, and all 3 forwards touched the puck, and just a beautiful finish, as I said, by Owen Fowler. Tied this hockey game up. Other opportunities, unfortunately not able to convert, was Marcus on the kind of a flubbed feed by Sully Scholey, who was kind of going down, and all he could do to get it over to him, but Marcus couldn't just corral that puck before the goaltender was kind of sort of almost ran into him there, but another good opportunity nonetheless.
Well, let's take a look at our stats through 2 periods of play. Black Bears once again had the advantage in shots on goal. Maine blocked a few more shots in that second period, and ultimately Maine doing a lot of what they need to do to try to get 3 points tonight.
Well, if you think about what we talked about as keys to the game, a lot of what we talked about Maine has been doing. And look, you got an offensive team like Boston University, you're going to give up opportunities. There's just no getting around that. What you want to do is try to limit those and limit your mistakes that lead to, the turnovers are what really kill you, because they're so hard to defend. And Maine's done a pretty good job overall limiting that, and thus limiting the number of chances for Boston University. But you said it in the first period, Jeff. They are so efficient. All they need is just a little bit of daylight there, and they get a good opportunity if you fumble that puck at all. And so, this is going to be a fun third period, but Maine is in position to take points out of this game, which is huge.
The Bangor Savings Bank Intermission Report will continue next with the Hockey East Plays of the Week. This is Hockey East on ESPN+.
And a save by Zacher. Here's an empty net, and Zacher got back sliding to make another stop as time runs out in the period.
One for the Terriers. Murchak with a wrister and a goal. Jack Murtaugh goes top shelf. NHL shot bar down.
Trying to get it out of the air, finds its way. Higgins, he scores! What a shot! Whoa!
Accepts a stretch pass, leaves it for Blay in front of the goal. Tic tac and toe the other way to Zane, his second of the night. We're tied.
It's Northeastern's trip up ice. Erdman with the pass and the backhander. Score! What a beautiful goal for freshman Amin Hajibi. And the Huskies lead 1-0. That's Hajibi's first goal at Northeastern.
Hockey East on ESPN Plus. We're at Alfond Arena in Orono, Maine. The BU Terriers and the Maine Black Bears knotted up at B through 40 minutes. Let's get to our Black Bear quote of the week, which is presented by University Credit Union, where Black Bears bank. This week it's from women's soccer coach Scott Atherley on the number retirement of Abby Kramer. Scott Atherley says Abby was the consummate student athlete and teammate, an All-American on the field and in the classroom. Her sheer talent as a player is rivaled only by her competitive drive, relentless work ethic, and selfless attitude. Thanks so much to Scott Atherley for this week's UCU Black Bear quote of the week. There's Maine coach Ben Barr, hoping for win number 73 as the Black Bears coach tonight. With a victory.
You know what else stood out from Maine in that period, Jeff, now that I look at the score sheet? No penalties. Huge.
That is a big one. Our third period opening faceoff brought to you by Maine Trailer, the official trailer and storage container company of the Black Bears. Justin Poirier has control of the puck for Maine. He's got one of the goals tonight, his 6th of the season. That ties him with Vaclav Nostrasil of the UMass Minutemen for the national lead in goals by freshmen. With the puck now is McLaughlin. He's able to get it to center. Harvey looked to turn it in, but he turned it over to Russell instead in stride. Russell, Jurasevich caught it and released, but it's deflected out of play by Hudson.
Yeah, Hudson came over in front of that shot, recognized what was happening. Talked tonight already about Frank Jurasevich jumping up into the play. Good stop and create some space by Charlie Russell. He finds the late one coming through. And that's Frank Jurasevich, who tries to go far side, high up over the blocker, but Cole Hudson just got enough of it to send it up over the net, into the netting.
So the draw to the left of Mikhail Yegorov. Maine seeks its first lead of the night. They've trailed by a goal 3 separate times and had an answer each time. Jeremy Langlois with the puck behind the Maine net. Maine, as usual, will be a little deliberate in its breakout. Lipinski flying through center. Right wing side enters the zone. Lipinski to Jurasevich. Jurasevich through traffic, and Yegorov robs Nadeau's one-timer. Another try that skips just wide off of Langlois' stick.
Golden chance for Maine, unable to convert. Nice look by Jurasevich to find Josh on the back door. We're going to have to get another look at this to see what happened. Did Yegorov actually make the save, or did Josh misfire?
He sure did. Yegorov with a great push from left to right to make an incredible save.
Long legs that just cover so much ground. Watch as Jurasevich goes cross ice. Yeah, oh man, what a well set up play. Sneaky, Josh is, you know, he finds the soft spot, and Jurasevich finds him. Beautiful executed play, but a great save by Yegorov to keep this game tied.
I'm sure New Jersey Devils fans are salivating over the opportunity to get Yegorov in their net someday with a save like that.
They need goaltending, don't they?
They kind of do, although they're off to one of the better starts in the NHL so far this season. Chabrier Couldn't get it through, and now it's turned over. Coughlin, it finds Komarov to the front, loose in the slot. Maine can't get a hold of it to get it on net. Now Coughlin, left point, try off the post. Komarov in the corner. Pichette getting it deeper into the corner. Trethaway has it now. He'll sky it to neutral ice. Fondrick got to stick to it. Fowler back on it for Maine.
All created by a bad turnover by Boston University in their own end.
And a good poke check by McNellis. He's got it, and he hits iron. Post each way in about 30 seconds. Frechette. Now Marcus around for Sholey, who'll turn it out to center, but it's a little ahead of Fowler. Hudson to McNellis. Morello had to gather. Frechette shoots in. It bounds in front. Played away quickly by Boya to Peterson. Lucas Peterson. Zip pass through to Marcus. Miguel Marcus taken to the boards by Cole Hudson. Morello kicks it free, gathered by Sholey. Now the shot by Fowler, redirected wide by Marcus, setting the screen. Cleared ahead by Frechette. Poirier's on the puck. He'll lift it in on the backhand. Maine will complete a line change. Hudson faked the pass and left it there intentionally. Maine didn't bite. Boumediene weaves in. He shoots. Boya the save. He lost the rebound, but there to clean it up was Peterson. And now it's out to center. Celebrini at his own blue. Gave it away. In comes Maine. It's onside. Max Scott, though, got closed down by both Celebrini and Boumediene. 2-on-2 rush the other way, becoming a 3-on-2, but the pass by Boisvert ahead of Boumediene. Boisvert tries it from the left circle. It's blocked. Harvey across. Boumediene scores! The knuckle puck off of Boya's shoulder and past him, and BU leads again.
Well, anytime you can throw that puck cross ice so far, you're going to force the goalie to travel a long way to get into better position. Harvey slides it across to Boumediene. He just bombs this. I think it goes far side and beats Albin Boya. And once again, Boston University takes the lead. This game has just been back and forth. Maine unable to get the lead, but they continue to tie it up. They'll have to do it one more time. But this is a well set up play by Harvey and just a bomb by Boumediene from distance.
Sasha Boumediene with his second goal of the season. The son of Joseph Boumediene, who was a long-time pro in mostly the minor leagues and in Europe, did play about 40 games in the NHL. One of his minor league stops happened to be Portland, Maine, with the Portland Pirates. Jack Murtagh shoots that one down low. It was handled by Maine, and Chabrier shaking off a slash on his hand. And it is Friel who falls in the corner. Centering feed there is picked off now by Murtagh. And now it's Bednarik losing the handle on it. Peterson has possession. Chabrier around to the near side. Cole Hudson couldn't keep it from Nadeau. And it's Peterson back on the puck. 5 minutes gone in the third period. BU is back in front for the fourth time tonight. Can they hold this lead? Gerrois tried to take it away, and now Holt does. Brandon Holtz, left side to Komarov, and he is stopped by Yegorov.
Beautiful timing play by Holt across to Komarov on the net drive, far post. Watch, he just saucers this puck over. It lands perfectly for Komarov. He's almost able to chop it past the left pad of Yegorov, but Yegorov makes an outstanding pad save right on the doorstep. Timing play, bang, bang, and man, what an opportunity. Great vision by Holt to see that play. Good recognition by Komarov to drive to the far post and try to tap that puck in.
Aiden Celebrini saucers ahead. Maine cut it off at the red line. In the center circle, gaining possession, McNellis, but he only got it in as far as Lucas Peterson. Peterson, Holt, off the top of his stick. And that's thrown forward there by Frechette. Maine takes over. Peterson off glass and out. Celebrini turning it back in. He shoots it. It's wide. McNellis run into by Komarov. Holtz. Now Fowler. Owen Fowler with Jurasevich joining the rush. Fowler's try got blocked. He'll send behind. Maine got a partial change there. And now out with this one is McLaughlin. Harvey. McLaughlin off a Maine stick into the Zamboni corner. Boisvert. Trethaway into the legs of Fowler. Miguel Marcus over to Fowler, back to Marcus. Poked off his stick, held in by Langlois, and it got the very top of the end glass behind the net. Scholey, Jurasevich, that one will miss just over the glass and out of play. That brings us to a break in the action as Sasha Boumediene has put Boston University back in front. 13-11 to go in the third. It's 4-3 Terriers. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Down East Orthopedic Associates, the official orthopedic provider of the Black Bears. And tonight's game is also brought to you by Pepper's Landing. Check out their lunch, dinner, and gluten-free menu at pepperslanding.com or stop by one of their 3 locations in Old Town, Brunswick, and Ogunquit. Got a look at both coaches there. There's Ben Barr.
Well, I think he's got to be encouraged by what he's seen so far tonight, and just the quality of play from Maine is, I think, a notch better than we saw against Colgate, but of course your opponent is a notch better. And so Maine is hanging with Boston University, outplaying him in some respects, certainly outshooting them, but you said it, Jeff, in the first period, it's their efficiency.
Langlois just missed, and Poirier has his second of the night, and for the 4th time tonight, Maine has erased a BU lead.
Well, once again, a shot in by Langlois leads to an opportunity for Justin Poirier, who's right along the goal line. He's a right-handed shot on the right side. That's a tight angle. It comes off the glass, and watch it come right to Poirier, who knocks it off Yegorov into the net to tie this hockey game. Maine just continues to claw back, and they just refuse to go away. Nice response by Maine to tie the game up with 13 minutes to go.
In comes BU. They've let 4 leads get away now tonight on the road. They're looking for it again, though. Boumediene tries. That one hit the skate of Merrill. Boya able to keep it out, and we've got a delayed call coming. It comes with BU in possession. High sticking is the call, and Maine is going to a power play.
Well,
I believe, anyway.
Excuse me, Jeff. I don't think Albin Boya ever really saw this puck. He seemed to be surprised by it as it came through, but you're right.
Boston University penalty. 2 minutes. High stick.
With a golden opportunity, 12:43 to go here in the third period. Watch as this sequence unfolds right there. He reached up on Langlois and caught him under the chin, I think. Referee right there, so Maine goes on the power play. Their 4th opportunity of the night, scoreless on the power play so far. Be a great thing if they could break through on the power play.
That one tipped just wide by Friel. Nadeau gives to Holtz. Poirier to Nadeau. Nadeau save Friel. Rebound loose. Yegorov is able to cover.
Good job by Josh, low and hard. He knows he's not going to score from out there unless Friel can get a piece of it and get a rebound. He puts it off the pads of Yegorov. I think Friel did get a piece of it on the way through. He gets another opportunity. Got a couple of whacks at the puck before he gets taken down. That's a good sequence for Maine on the power play. I love Josh back there. He's such a smart player. Doesn't panic with the puck. And it's a purposeful shot into the goal. He knows that it's very unlikely to score from out there against a guy like Yegorov. But if you do it low and hard where somebody can do something with it, it becomes dangerous, and you just saw what happened there.
Maine Power Play is brought to you by Versant Power, powering communities in northern and eastern Maine since 1924. Scott to Holt, and Brandon Holt comes away with the puck. He drops it off to Scott. Scott over the red, lost the handle, but Friel, good backhand pass. Poirier picks up the bank. Nadeau, left circle. Josh Nadeau to Friel. Poirier, they tried to get it set up for Scott, but it's broken up. Friel, as Boumediene takes him to the boards. Scott, Morello gets there first. Cleared high off the glass and out by Sasha Boumediene.
Well, you can see what they're trying to do. They're trying to isolate on the off-wing side. For that one-timer, just not able to do it.
Maine gets its second power play unit on. Peterson to Russell. Charlie Russell. Good entry on the right wing side. Hudson runs into him. Fowler pursues, and that one took a bad hop for Maine and goes out to center. Peterson. Little head fake. And fanned on the attempt to get it back, and now Boisvert takes the puck away. Fowler closes down his angle to the net, and Lucas Peterson gets it back up to Marcus.
Puck management, that's what we talk about all the time, and lucky for Maine, that didn't turn out worse because it was 2-on-1 there briefly.
And here comes Swoboda, who's out of the penalty box now, as we're back to 5-on-5. Boisvert juggled it for a moment, had a good opportunity, banks it to himself off the back of the goal. Trethaway with the shot that gets stopped. Another block, this time by Jurasevich on Trethaway. 3-on-2 Maine. Marcus to Jurasevich. Tried to center, Hudson cut it off. Lipinski goes to get the puck. Jaden Lipinski lost it to center. Jeremy Langlois. Back over the red and in. Komarov pursues and gets there. Pichette behind the goal. We're under 10 minutes to play in the third. We're all tied at 4. Chabrier, great move. He shoots, save, rebound. Another save, Yegorov. Langlois makes it through. It's still loose and BU clears.
Terrific move by Chabrier to improve his position, and he just rifles this thing through traffic. Maine's got numbers in front. Rebound opportunity wasn't to be, but terrific play to set it up by Brandon Chabrier.
Komarov shoots back in. Boumediene churning the legs, banks it ahead, cut off by Coughlin. Still a loose puck, bang forward. It's Celebrini to Boumediene. Boumediene ahead to Swoboda, who gets it into the main zone. Coughlin on it first, around to Scott. Max Scott steps around the check, shoots it in for Poirier to chase. Celebrini's there first, too hot for Boumediene to handle, but it is bounced out that time by Jack Murtagh. Poirier on the shoot-in. Celebrini. Referee gets in the way in the corner. It pops free to Maine. Russell looking for Motu, misangled the pass. Scott picks it up along the end kick plate. Max Scott, Motu, trying to get it back to the corner. Poirier, he's got 2 of the Maine goals. Back towards Holt, he tries it, it's off Boumediene and wide. Russell was there, he's dumped, and Boumediene will go.
Well, I wonder if Maine's going to want this reviewed, because Russell definitely got pitched head first into the end wall by Boumediene. I don't think he tried to hurt him, but he went down off.
Boston University penalty, 2 minutes, cross-checking.
Call it cross-checking. Let's see if Maine wants to review this. McCarthy comes over to discuss it with him as you look at Boumediene in the box.
We'll come right back. 8:07 to go in the third. It's 4-4. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. Hammond Lumber is a fourth-generation, family-owned company with 34 locations and over 1,200 employees across Maine and New Hampshire. For more information, stop in or visit them online at hammondlumber.com. And the Maine-New Hampshire Border Battle, presented by Buffalo Wild Wings, is the hottest rivalry in college sports. Visit goblackbears.com/border battle for updates and special offers all season long. Buffalo Wild Wings, wings, beer, sports.
Fifth power play opportunity of the night for Maine. 0 for 4 so far.
Now would be a good time to break the string for the Black Bears.
Wouldn't it? Yeah.
They are on the Versant Power play. Versant Power, powering communities since in northern and eastern Maine since 1924. It's Maine's top unit on. Nadeau carries in, whips it around. Scott taken to the boards by McCarthy. Morello had it. Friel digs it free. Poirier. Justin Poirier, he'll try it, but it's blocked out of play by Swoboda.
Not a bad idea. Poirier takes it off the left wing half wall, moves to center ice, and tries to turn and fire, knowing he's probably got people in front. But unfortunately, somebody gets a stick on this thing. It goes up into the netting, so it'll still be an offensive zone draw for Maine. Number 1 unit still out there. Max Scott on the draw.
The top unit for Maine is Scott, Friel, Poirier, Holt, and Nadeau. Holt over to Nadeau. It skipped his stick. And able to muscle it out is Morello. Boya to Holtz. Brandon Holt, left wing entry. Holt, hard around. Nadeau fires, save Yegorov. Rebound was there, swept away by Celebrini. And now Aiden Celebrini gets the clearance. Maine will get a new power play unit on. Second unit with Peterson, Russell, Fowler, Lipinski, and Marcus. It's Peterson. All the way in, Lucas Peterson lost the handle. Marcus, the two converging on him. Cole Hudson takes the puck away. Hudson in shorthanded. Fowler keeping him to the outside. It's still Hudson, and Fowler is to it first. 24 more seconds on the Maine power play. Peterson. Fowler over the red. Lipinski into the offensive zone, looking to give to Fowler, just a little in front of him, and that allows Yegorov to smother.
Timing play, tried to catch up to it, was Fowler as Lipinski just slid it into an open space where you thought Fowler could retrieve it, unable to.
Still 9 seconds on the power play, but Maine will send out a normal shift here. That's the Komarov, Gerrois, Pichette line with Jurasevich and Langlois on the points. And it's over to Jurasevich, and that one got the outside of the net. Komarov twisting it, looking for Pichette. The penalty ends to Boumediene. He rejoins the play. Jurasevich through traffic, blocked down by Boumediene. Pichette sends behind the net. Komarov gets there. Oscar Komarov. Back to Jurasevich. Jurasevich through traffic, that one to Gerrois, and it's shut down by Yegorov.
Great opportunity for Gerrois on the right side of the net, unaccounted for. Just kind of slips by him. He wasn't expecting that puck to go so cleanly to him.
Langlois. Jurasevich. Hudson keeps it in at the left point. Behind the goal, Ritchie knocked down. There is no penalty on the play. Boisvert, Hudson. Cole Hudson. Russell poked it away, and Russell can't maintain possession. Hudson got it back, but Langlois helped it out.
Now, good coverage by Russell. He stayed with it, forced Cole Hudson to do what he didn't want to do, and Maine is eventually able to get it out, but hard checking play by Charlie Russell to stay with his man.
Brandon Chambrier Just wide of Yegorov's net. Poirier leaned on by Celebrini, and a penalty's coming on Maine. Coughlin on the touch-up with 4:36 to go.
Yeah, it's going to be a tripping call. It's going to go against Maine. Tough time of the
Maine,
game.
number 27, 2-minute minor, tripping.
To give that potent BU offense a power play opportunity. You see Max Scott goes to the penalty bench.
We're all tied at 4 with 4:36 left in the third. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. Northeast Driving School, the #1 driving school in the greater Bangor area. Online at bangor-driving-school.com. Martin Surplus and Salvage with 13 locations throughout Maine. You'll never have to say, I should have bought it when I saw it at Martin's. And tonight's game is brought to you in part by the Fitch Company, electrical and control systems engineering, and a proud partner of the University of Maine Black Bears. Boston University to their third power play of the night, looking to take the lead for the 5th time this evening. Maine has answered every time, but we're down toward the end of regulation now. McLaughlin down low. Ritchie, that one banked on Boya. He stopped it, and Maine clears.
Fortunate. Maine actually won the face-off, but Brandon Holt sort of fanned on the clearing attempt, and Boston University came up with it.
Sasha Boisvert got it across. It made its way to the front. Bednarik missed on the pass there to McLaughlin, but he went back and get it. Hudson at the top of the slot. Boisvert, right circle, shoots. Boya the save. Holt knocks it to the boards, and Friel clears.
Well, good rebound control by Albin Boya. Kicks it to the right wing corner. Maine able to clear easily.
Boumedian drops back to Harvey. Jack Harvey. Now the entrance by Fondrick. Harvey, left circle. And Murtagh to Harvey. Jack Harvey looking for Murtagh. It was sent across. Boya makes a glove save on Conrad Fondrick.
Third shot on goal in this power play, and Conrad Fondrick in great position. Right wing circle inside the circle. You get another look as it kind of bounces over to him off Murtagh, and another great opportunity for Boston University on this power play sequence. Maine hanging on here. 45 seconds left in this power play. If they can survive this, they're in position to take points out of this game, and Maine's going to get another penalty. Ouch. It's going to go against Jurasevich for slashing. Oh my.
Yeah,
they'll have 42 seconds of 5-on-3.
Slashed the stick out of Jack Murtagh's hands. Didn't leave the officials with much of a choice there.
Yeah, watch off the face-off is, yeah, there it is right there. He chops the stick out of Murtagh's hands and picks up that. This is a good timeout for Maine. This is a great place to take this time.
Timeout, Maine.
Settle things down. You got to get your assignment straight, get the right people out there, and take a little breather and lower the temperature here. Maine in danger of giving up maybe the 5th goal of the night after they've clawed back 4 times in this hockey game. Kind of incredible. Have yet to take the lead, but in danger here on a 5-on-3 with 42 seconds of 5-on-3 time. That's a lot of time for a high-powered offense and talent, the elite talent out there on the ice for Boston University.
This timeout is brought to you by the official jeweler of the Black Bears, Designs by Aaron, where Maine goes to get engaged.
After praising Maine for no penalties in the second period, they pick up 2 here in succession in the third. In the critical stage of this hockey game, as you get one more look at it right there, he just hammers the stick out of the hands of Jack Murtagh, excuse me. So here we go, crunch time.
The 3 main penalty killers are Holt, Fowler,
That's the right three guys, I think.
And
Langlois.
The 5 for BU, Ritchie, Bednarik, McLaughlin, Hudson, and Boisvert.
Yeah, they get a fortunate bounce. BU wins the face-off, but it clears the zone.
Cole Hudson, 5-on-3 for 30 more seconds. They get the clean entry. Boisvert, swept at by Fowler. Hudson, pursued hard by Holt. McLaughlin, back to Hudson. Hudson to McLaughlin. Ritchie. Ryder Ritchie fumbled it, still has it. Ritchie to Boisvert. Down low to McLaughlin. Hudson. Ritchie, one-timer, save. Boya, and he's covered the rebound.
Beautiful look by Cole Hudson. You think he's going to shoot, but he slides it to his left. To Ritchie, the one-timer right on the pads of Alvin Boya, and notice how it just stops right in front of him. Watch as he dishes this puck over to Ritchie. Ritchie signals he wants it. Doesn't really get all of it. A little bit of a flutter ball, I think, but well set up, dangerous play. Still, well, we're 5-on-4 now.
Maine has killed off the 5-on-3 portion of the power play. BU now 1 for 3 officially on the night on the man advantage. Sent the length of the rink by Maine's co-captain Thomas Friel. Cole Hudson. Final minute of the BU power play. Bednarik, that one's off Boya. Hudson knocked down by Friel. Almost intercepted by Max Scott. Boisvert still has it. Boisvert gave away to Scott.
Beautiful job by Scott.
He sends out.
When you see numbers, you can attack, or if they bobble it, you can attack. And that's exactly what he did. If you're looking at the front of him, you can see his eyes, you want to contain. But when you see numbers, his back, or if he bobbles it, you attack him, and great job by Max Scott.
Fondrick knocked down in the center circle. Shot in by Murtagh. Got behind Boya as he tried to play it behind the goal line. Pinned in the corner. Maine can't clear. Fondrick to Murtagh. Save Boya. Rebound is covered again as the penalty still has 1 second left.
Another big save by Alvin Boya. When the coverage breaks down, Alvin Boya is your last line of defense, and watch as it comes over to Murtagh, left wing side. He tries to improve his shooting position a little bit. He's kind of fading to his left, shoots it back to the right, sort of a misdirection play, tries to go upstairs over the glove of Alvin Boya, and Boya makes a shoulder save.
Boya has come up big down the stretch, with Boston University having successive power plays, including a 42-second 5-on-3 down the stretch. Maine's 1 second away from killing it all off, and they have. And they've got the puck. A little too hard for Russell to handle. Boumediene, that one banked right to Merrill, but he couldn't get a hold of it for a clean shot. Justin Poirier goes to get it as we hit the final minute of regulation. Now it's Scott, poked off his stick as McNellis. Merrill couldn't handle it cleanly, but Peterson ices the puck.
That's a little costly. I know what Peterson was trying to do. I think he thought he might have a white sweater ahead of him, and he slid it up kind of softly, but there was nobody there, so it made it all the way down the ice for icing. Maine cannot change. 46.7 left. They've already taken their timeout, which was a well-placed timeout, by the way, that 5-on-3 situation. I definitely agree with that, but they certainly could use a timeout here in the late stages, but they'll have to defend a defensive zone face-off.
Maine able to push it to the boards. McLaughlin has it, got it to the goal line. Peterson turned, Harvey leaned on him to prevent a clear, and now Harvey knocks Peterson down. It's Boisvert, back to Hudson. 27 seconds to go in regulation. Cole Hudson cutting to goal. Still has it. Lipinski's right with him, Russell rather, step for step. Poirier tried to shoot it in, it got blocked. Now he'll lift it in on the backhand. Maine needed a change. Hudson. McLaughlin, 3 seconds. And we will split the points on the opening night of this series. Overtime is coming to decide this.
Well, when I said resilience was one of the keys to the game, I think you can check that box because the resilience of the Maine Black Bears has been on full display tonight. Coming back from 4 one-goal leads by BU, they just keep answering. Yet to take the lead, but man, this has been the definition of resilience, especially here in the third period as they survive a 5-on-3 and actually did a really good job killing that off. Not a ton of chances when they were there. There's Alvin Boya as your last line of defense, and he's been a wall tonight.
Overtime is next. Maine and BU are tied at 4. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. East on ESPN+. We head to overtime on the opening night of this Hockey East series between the 5th-ranked Boston University Terriers and the 12th-ranked Maine Black Bears. It is 5 minutes of 5 minutes of 3-on-3. If no one scores, the game will be called a tie, and the extra Hockey East point will be decided by a shootout. Of course, it will go in the win column if one of these teams does score in the next 5 minutes. BU 0-1-1 in overtimes this season. Maine 1-0-1. Their victory came last time out against Colgate on a goal 32 seconds into the extra frame by Max Scott, who will start out there for Maine along with Holt and Poirier. For Boston University, it's Sasha Boisvert, Owen McLaughlin, and Cole Hudson.
Love the 3-on-3. Watch the replays of BU and Michigan State. That went to 3-on-3, which Michigan State eventually won in overtime. Very entertaining 3-on-3. BU almost scored and went down the other end of the ice, and Michigan State scored to win the game. But the 3-on-3 is a different brand of hockey.
Cole Hudson has the puck. Hudson cutting to goal, behind the net, still on his forehand. Back behind, Maine will get possession. It's Scott harassed by Hudson, but it's Poirier coming away with it. Poirier gets it by Hudson. Poirier, Holt scores! And Brandon Holt falls off the ice in celebration. Maine's only lead is the overtime winner.
I'm trying to process what I just saw. Just a terrific play by Poirier. A beautiful pass to a streaking Brandon Holt, of all people. Watch as it comes over, he fights through the body contact, slides it over to Holt, and watch as Holt just goes 5-hole, forehand, backhand. Now watch him run into the door there and end up outside the playing surface. I hope he's okay, but man, what a finish for Maine. You said it, Jeff. The only lead of the night, and it's the game winner in overtime. Man, what a hockey game.
First goal of the season for the Black Bears co-captain Brandon Holt, the reigning Hockey East Defender of the Week. And Maine has won 2 in a row in overtime, and more importantly, start the Hockey East season 1-0.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing that they would have their first league game against a team like Boston University. So you go right from last weekend with Colgate, you got embarrassed on Friday night by not a great effort. You came back Saturday, a gutty win, and carries over to Saturday or Friday night this week. I keep coming back to that word resilience, you know, that we talked about at the Open. You're uncomfortable at times. I mean, imagine you're very uncomfortable 5-on-3 in a tied hockey game late in the third period.
Allison Willette is on the ice with Maine coach Ben Barr.
Thanks, guys. Coach, congratulations on the win. Talk to me about what impressed you out there tonight and how everything came together for the win.
I liked our work ethic. I thought we didn't quit. You know, like we didn't have a lead until the overtime there, and I thought the guys battled the whole way through.
Now, Justin Poirier really stepped up with 2 goals tonight. What do you have to say about his efforts?
Yeah, his work ethic has just gotten so much better the last month. So it's paying off. You know, he's an elite player. When he works, good things happen for him.
Now you got a quick turnaround playing BU again tomorrow night. What adjustments will you make to maybe put the game away sooner?
We gotta take care of the puck. We take care of the puck and play in their zone. You know, we'll be fine. But you know, we make turnovers, and they got a lot of skill.
Thank you, Coach. Congratulations. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Allison, as the Maine Black Bears now on the season are 4-2-1 and 1-0 in Hockey East. BU drops below the 500 mark, 3-4-1 overall, 1-2 in Hockey East. BU does pick up a point, though, for the overtime loss in the Hockey East standings, as we are in the Bangor Savings Bank postgame show. At Bangor Savings Bank, you matter more. We're here to support your goals, your journey, and what matters most to you. Visit Bangor.com or stop by to experience banking with heart. Bangor Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
What an amazing finish. What a performance by the Maine Black Bears. You know, it's against a ranked opponent. It's a league game, so there's just so much benefit to a game like this. But Maine fought through, and look, I'm glad Maine's seeing them now before BU gets their game in order, because we've been talking about it all night long. The number of turnovers by BU, the number of mistakes. Maine didn't make them pay every time, but there were a lot of quality scoring chances off from, frankly, giveaways by Boston University. Of course, Maine was guilty of their own, but they were able to limit them enough, hang around, keep coming back, stick to the game plan, keep working. I mean, a lot of lunch pail blue collar shifts, and it isn't just the Komarov line. I thought a lot of guys had a little more jam in their game than we've seen the last couple of weeks, and you see how it pays off. And man, I'm just so happy for Brandon Holt. We talk about him every week. He's such a strong defender, but to see him jump up into the play like that, terrific play by Poirier in the neutral zone to fight through the body contact and then lay that puck over to Holt. Holt recognizes he can get in behind the defense. If Poirier sees him, he is gone, and sure enough, he was. Goes forehand, backhand, 5-hole to win this hockey game, and just a terrific finish, and just so much to be excited about for this Maine Black Bear team in tonight's game, Jeff.
Yeah, and if you're on the BU side, this one probably a little bittersweet. You do pick up the point for getting to overtime, but when you have a lead 4 separate times and can't finish things off, that one hurts.
Well, you know, they're a young team. We talked about it, and you know, you've got to, when you've got your opponent backed into a corner, you've got the lead, you got to extend the lead. 1-goal lead, as we know, is just not enough. 2-goal lead isn't enough. We talk about that pretty often, but they never got to 2 goals. It was always 1 goal that Maine was coming back from, and man, I mean, right from Poirier's first goal of the night, which is only seconds after the original goal by Hudson, it was just a theme that just kept playing out overnight. And you kind of had the feeling like, you know, BU let Maine hang around. They couldn't just get rid of them, and Maine did enough good things. And in the end, it was just, you know, the 3-on-3, as I said, is such a different game, and Maine actually plays it really well. And it's just so gratifying to see, you know, the maturing process of some of these young players. That's Poirier. He's a freshman, and made a terrific play in the neutral zone. He gets the primary assist on that winning goal.
As the Black Bears again improve to 4-2-1 on the season, and they pick up 2 points in the Hockey standings for the overtime win. 5-4 the final score. Maine defeats Boston University. These two teams will lock horns again in the series finale tomorrow night. That will be at 7:30. That will be here on ESPN+. It will also be on Nesson, so please do tune in for the finale. Another 7:30 puck drop from here at Alfond Arena. Arena. Now, for everyone involved in tonight's broadcast, for Marissa and Ryan in the control room, for all of our behind-the-scenes staff, as well as Allison Willette, and for Mike Toole, I'm Jeff Mannix. Again, your final in overtime. The Maine Black Bears 5, the Boston University Terriers 4. Thanks for watching Hockey East on ESPN+.